Remastered. Let's get on with the what if. So, after Madara declared the war, basically the Shinobi world has been preparing, and Naruto and B cannot participate because they have all been killed. The rest of the Jinchuriki have been killed, and they have 7 of the 9-tailed beasts, so they cannot have the rest of them. So Naruto has to go to Turtle Island to go train with B to get KCM. Now moving on. While everyone else is doing it, Kakashi, Gaara, Mifune, Darui, Kurotsuchi, and all those guys are doing like the talk thing, Christian is out trying to perfect the Susanoo, but it's not working. The leader of the clan, he keeps on remembering what the Ultimate Clan leader said. I guess you cannot unlock perfect Susanoo. He's like, yes I can! I will! And then he appears one more time. The Ultimate Clan says, this is the last time I'm appearing to help you. You need it with rage and anger. The second one of your comrades is in danger, it will awaken, and it will help. He says, okay, so it looks like I'll go participate in the war. So, out of nowhere, he appears right next to Kakashi on the top of the borderlands and says, yo. Kakashi's like, what the? When did you get here? He says, right now. He says, I'm participating in this war, and no one's catching up. No one's getting Naruto. No one is getting the 9 tails. No one! So who's with me? And everyone says, yeah! And Izuna and Izumi do a face palm. He's like, whatever, let's go! So, moving on to the first people, basically Naruto does control the 9 tails. Naruto gets KCM. Yamato does get kidnapped. Everything goes normal on Turtle Island. So basically, moving on to the front lines. So moving on to Naruto. Now Christian is staying with the Kage to say in case a really strong intruder comes and the Kage are gone, he's protecting the base. He's standing on top of the base saying, alright. So immediately when the Kage hear, when Tsunade and A hear that Madara has been caught, Gaara and Thing would still be fighting against the Tsuchikage, the Mizukage, the Kazekage, and the Raikage. Naruto would arrive there. No, Naruto wouldn't arrive there because, well, he can't right now, because once they hear that Naruto and B have escaped Turtle Island, Christian would say, don't worry, I'll go too. He says, the Raikage agrees, but then the girl who can teleport saying, the kid can't go. You two could probably make it, but he can't go. He says, Christian says, I'm going. He says, no you can't. And then the Raikage says, just do it. She goes, alright. So she teleports them all to where Naruto and B are. And Naruto goes, Christian? Tsunade? What are you guys doing here? He says, I'm here to help you guys. The Raikage says, what? I thought you were staying with us. He says, yeah, I lied. I just wanted to get here. Yes, sorry, not doing that. If they do, then this would be a much more help. Naruto could defeat Sasuke right now if he wanted to. And Sasuke's pretty strong. Naruto can destroy Sasuke right now, bring him back. Naruto can stop Tobi. He can stop Madara Uchiha. The Raikage's like, no one's going. Naruto, B, you are not going. Naruto decides to fight him, but Christian says, let me handle this. Alright, Raikage, if I win this, Naruto and B get to go. Ah! has him back. So basically the fight would go like this. He'd say, I can't believe you'd betray me. Christian says, I never was with you. Raikage's like, what? And then he rushes in and says, Lariat! Christian says, Susanoo! Like the ribcage, and blocks the Raikage's hit, saying, nice try. And then punches the Raikage into a wall, saying, Eternal Ultimate God! Blitzing right under the Raikage, kneeing him, but does nothing to his lightning piercer thing. He's like, oh wow, you're pretty good. How about this? I know lightning style's weakness. Wind style! Rasengan! Naruto's like, when did you learn that? He said, I've known that since you've known the Rasengan. I learned how to use wind style with it. What, you thought I didn't do anything in those 3 years? Rasengan! Ram it into the Raikage, sending him flying back, saying, you know the weakness. He says, yeah, I do. Rasengan! Bam! And after a couple of more slashes and defeating the Raikage there and then, he'd say, now you two, go. The Raikage would say, you're not going. Then Tsunade would say, hey, they're going. He's like, Tsunade, are you kidding me? So he's like, whatever, just go. Then they'd go back to their headquarters and Christian would follow and the Raikage would be like, you little brat. Christian would just chuckle and say, haha, that's what you get. So basically, this would be pretty good. This would be pretty easy now. From now on, the timeline would go pretty much normal. Naruto would create his shadow clones, but it changes a little bit once Madara comes. When Madara comes, Christian's like, all right, I'm coming. He's like, oh no, you're gonna help Madara. Christian goes, okay, I'm desperate, but not that desperate. I'd never help Madara, and especially if it's the real Madara. Oh hell nah. Never! I will never ever join him. Let's get going. So when they make it, he says, oh, an Ultima Clan member. He says, yo, Madara, you ready to get wrecked? He's like, what? You damn brat. He's like, prepare to get wrecked. And says, Eternal Mangekyo Ultima God. And he says, oh, the Eternal Ultima God. Rinnegan! And Madara activates the Rinnegan. Christian's like, oh. He'd be like, wrecking through the Shinobi Alliance force. And when he does that giant fireball, Christian says, back everyone! Water style! Water wall! Creating a wall bigger than Madara's and countering it. He's like, oh, I will never let go. You decide if you want to know. So then he says, alright, Madara, you ready? Ah! And they clash first, kicking Madara in the side, sending him flying back, saying, is that all that you got, Madara? Jeez, this is boring. He's like, wow, you're actually a really good challenger. So then the 5 Kage would arrive, and they'd do their battle. With, of course, Christian there. He's a Jonin now. Saying, alright, whatever. So, now what are we doing? So basically, when Madara summons his Susanoo, Christian's like, wait a minute, that's the identical same thing to mine. Madara's like, what? How do you have the Susanoo? He says, oh, one of the things that you never knew. Susanoo! Going into the humanoid form just like Madara, saying, alright, let's go. They'd have a giant clash with the 5 Kage helping in, saying, ah, you're dead. And when they keep on clashing, Christian would say, alright, let's get this over with. Ah! Absolutely wrecking Madara, saying, come on. But then Christian would start to get bodied after that. He can't really sustain the Susanoo for so long, so once it runs out, he's like, I'm screwed. So they would all get wiped out by Madara. Christian's like, dang it, why? Dang it! So then, I'm just gonna skip most of it, and everything goes pretty normal. Except for the fight with Obito. This fight goes pretty normal, because Christian ain't there. Neither is. So basically, Izuna is with, like, is with the Kakashi team. The one where, you know, they're fighting the Seven Swordsmen. Yeah, that one. He's with that, Izuna and Izumi are on that team. Well, Izumi's actually at the healing team. And, she's really helping against the, Zetsus, because she knows who they are. So basically, they would be, ready to fight. So, basically, they would come, and I'm just gonna skip all the way to when Obito is found, and also when the reanimations are back. So once Minato is reanimated on that crap, and all of them are reanimated, the Ten Tails does the attack, and Christian's like, alright, well, no one's here to stop it, so I guess I will. Everyone is so worried. Everyone's like, we're gonna die! Everyone thinks that they're about to die right now. Christian's like, Susanoo! And then going and then attacking it, saying, pushing back the Ten Tails attack, being like, our legends too. And then out of nowhere he'd say, ah! And then out of nowhere he'd get teleported. Christian would be like, alrighty, well that was a little easier than I thought. That was a lot easier than I thought, actually. He always thought, wow, that was pretty easy. But then he realized, he's like, dang it, Minato! He says, dang it, Minato, why did you have to steal my shine? He was like, Minato just laughs. He's like, whatever. So out of nowhere, so now comes the moment where Sasuke arrives too. And they create the Four Crimson Barrier. And basically, yeah, when all the teams go into their full power mode, Christian would say, alright, Team 11, you guys ready for our ultimate combo attack? Izuna and Izumi say, yeah! He'd say, alright, here's our combo attack! Lightning style, Fang over! Fang over rotation! Fire style, Fang over rotation! Nah! Ripping through all of them. They'd be like, ah! But then after that, once they find out that Anko was kidnapped, they're like, ah, great. Now, they're not gonna go get her. They'll wait. And then once, Kiba tells his, tells Izumi, since they're clan members, to do the two-headed wolf. The three-headed wolf. She says, alright, Shadow Clone Jutsu! She creates one clone, and Naruto starts to say, ha! You can only make one clone. I can make 1,000. She goes, three-headed wolf. Nah! Creating a three-headed wolf. But then Christian gets then Izuna activates Byakugan, max power. But out of nowhere. Oh yeah, I forgot to say about the Ten Tails attack thingy. Since Neji died, he wants to do one thing. Give your boy Izuna his eyes. His Byakugan. So then Izuna unlocks the Tenseigan. Izuna goes, ah! And goes into Tenseigan chakra mode. Christian's like, whoa, Izuna! That is awesome! He goes, I know! And Christian's like, dang it, I'm the only one without a good giant transformation. Then he gets a message in his head from the Lord of the Ultimate Clan saying, Christian, I forgot to tell you. Excitement also can give you the perfect Susanoo. He's like, then I gotta get excited! Yeah! Busting through them all with his sword going, yeah! Shink, 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 shink. But then out of nowhere, Team 11 gets a giant attack at them, and Izuna and Izumi can't attack it. He's like, damn it! Ah, Susanoo! And out of nowhere, his Susanoo gets humongous. The first Hokage goes, what the heck? That is as big as Hagoromo Otsutsuki's! That is the biggest Susanoo I've ever seen! Ah! He becomes perfect Susanoo, and it's as big as Hagoromo's, as big as the Ten Tails, he says. And it's as big as, it's like Madara's color. He goes, ah, perfect Susanoo! Susanoo! So now he has wings, he has 2 swords. He goes, "Oh, let's go, Team 11!" So they'd all rush and they'd go wrecking the entire... And then Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura would summon the 3 things, and Krishna would say, "Alright, let's go! All of us!" So Krishna would rush towards the Ten Tails with perfect Susanoo, keep on slashing it. Ten Tails would shoot an attack at it, but he'd block it with his sword. He'd go, "Ah!" beating the Ten Tails down, saying, "This is the power, Shinobi!" And then when Madara activates his perfect Susanoo, Krishna's like, "Oh, you want to have a battle?" He says, "You're nothing." He says, when Madara creates his Susanoo, it's not even close to the size of Christian's. Christian's is humongous. When these two crash, Krishna's like, "Really, Madara? That's all? That thing is tiny." Ah! Slamming his sword against Madara's Susanoo, sending it flying back, saying, "Ah!" Cutting through a mountain too. Obito says, "Maybe I should do Susanoo." Because Obito could have gone Susanoo. He has the Mangekyo and the Rinnegan. So basically Krishna would say, "Let's go!" Clashing. Krishna says, "This isn't enough. This is not even close to it." Oh yeah, Naruto would get KCM2 in this timeline. I'm just too lazy to give him it right now. Krishna would say, "Wait a minute, didn't the elder of the clan say that there was an extra thing to this?" He's saying, Ultimate Chakra Mode! His whole body would turn into blue. And Naruto's like, "That looks identical to mine!" He's like, "Since when did I get this?" And he's like, "Wait a minute, the Lord said that if I would get this." So he says, "Chakra Mode!" and runs over to Madara, and they start to fight. He says, "Da-na-na-na." But then Obito would absorb the Ten Tails and become Jubito. Krishna would say, "Alright, this seems fun enough." And the war arc would go pretty much the same until Naruto and Sasuke die. You know, they're dying things where Naruto gets his tail beast distracted, and Madara becomes the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Krishna's like, "Ah, great, now I have to hold this thing off." And then Madara says, "Not for long," and stabs him. He's like, "Bleh." Izuno's like, "No!" And he's pretty much dead, but then he meets someone, Hagoromo Otsutsuki. He's like, "Wait, Hagoromo Otsutsuki? Oh my god!" He's like, "Yes, my reincarnate." I'm like, "What? I am the what now?" He's like, "I mean, it was kind of obvious, pretty much. If you didn't realize, you have a Susanoo as big as mine. No one does except for my reincarnates." He's like, "Ah!" He's like, "Alright, so what is it?" "I can give you power and revive you." He's like, "Oh, you can now?" He says, "Yes, this is 6 Pass Sage mode, but it's going to be different from Naruto's, and you could know who the other reincarnates are of Indra and Asura." He's like, "Naruto and Sasuke?" "Yep." He says, "Yes, it's them." So basically, Naruto and Sasuke would be like, "Who's your reincarnate?" He says, "It's the next strongest member in the Shinobi Alliance force." He says, "Oh, him!" So he obtains blue 6 Pass Sage mode. He says, "Ah!" He gets a mix between both. He gets the Rinnegan, and he gets 6 Pass Sage mode. So he is now super OP. Going, "Ah!" And these 3 would arrive, bodying Madara. Now guys, I didn't mention this, but this is going to be the finale. So once the end of the war is over, because they just completely body Madara, and there's no point of explaining Kaguya's fight because that just ends with like 2 teams fighting. So basically that's it. Naruto. So that's basically it for this What If. I will be making different What Ifs, but this is the finale of What If I Was in Naruto Remastered. And once this hits, alright, it just hit 20 minutes, so I will see you guys